Hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here. Now, how would you like to have more confidence and more luck when it comes to influencing other people? That's essentially what this hypnosis session is all about. And I was working with a client that was very high up politically in a global organization. And part of their role was to influence some of the most influential people on the planet. We're talking very senior people. And that required an element of selling, but not in the conventional way of selling where you're selling a product or a service. It's selling influence and connection and the ability to change how the world thinks and operates and works. Now, because of that, they felt that they wanted to really feel aligned with that type of selling, so relationship-based selling. But they also wanted to feel that they were going to be lucky and have good fortune. Now, this is taking a couple of different principles. One is direct suggestion, this idea that they're unlocking the resources that they already have. They already were very much a people person with excellent communication skills, but they felt that they had to be someone different to who they were. So it addresses that, but also an element of law of attraction and manifestation, that they were attracting more luck. And one of my favorite belief systems about luck is the luckier that you believe that you are, the more luckier you become. And it really has all the ingredients of a self-fulfilling prophecy, because when you believe you are lucky, you tend to act in accordance that good things are going to happen. It subtly changes your body language, your tonality, and there is this element that good things will happen. So you tend to notice any of those opportunities that could go either way. And that is a form of hypnosis that you're doing with other people, because when you assume good things are going to happen, people respond like that presupposition is true. It also has this idea of you reap what you sow. And some people believe that sales is you pitch someone and you get an answer straight away. But actually, it's more like give and take. And if you try and create value for other people, particularly in relationship building sales, then sooner or later, there is that ability to enhance the other person, and it's based on the law of reciprocity. So just imagine, like, someone's always willing to help you out, and then one day they ask for a favor. How likely are you to help them if they've been so generous with their time and energy in the past? And if that would apply to you, it would also apply to other people. So it's this law of reciprocity. So if you like the idea of being more influential, of building kind of a big network, of moving on in your career and having more luck, I think you'll get some value from this session. It was created for an individual, so if you like the idea of working with me, have a look in the description or my website, adamcox.co.uk, and you'll see how easy it is to work with me there. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be distracted or disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that feeling of calm relaxation. And every time you exhale, just allow yourself to release. That's it. Position your body in a way where you can really feel comfortable. That's it. And with your eyes closed, you can become more aware of the sound of my voice, breathing in relaxation and exhaling tension. Each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it. find the rhythm of your breathing and just notice that when you slow down the inward breath, you feel more resourceful. And when you elongate the outward breath, you can release. Each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed, eyelids feeling heavier, jaw looser, neck and shoulders more and more relaxed. That's it. And the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. Each breath can take you deeper to that place, a place of neural plasticity, where new ideas become unconscious thoughts and decisions all by themselves. That's it. Any distractions around you, just allow them to be. Just like clouds in the sky. That's it. And they can float on by. Don't affect you in any way. Right now, just connect with the possibility of attracting more of what you desire and releasing anything that impedes it. Pressure dissolves and melts away. Stress is subjective. Stress is simply the contrast between resources and demands. And as you feel more resourceful, stress reduces because you feel that you can handle it. So allow the breath to become more steady and natural. Allow the muscles around the eyes to just relax even more. Jaw to loosen and shoulders to drop. That's it. And somewhere in your mind, there is a part that works best when it's not trying so hard. Connect with that idea. Remember a memory where you tried very little and you were able to effortlessly accomplish. And when the mind begins to quiet, the deeper, wiser part of you becomes receptive. Because there is a part within that desires a break, luck, good fortune. I want you to think of a place, maybe from your childhood or just a place outside in nature with a path. A specific path you've walked down many times before. Only this time, this path now represents your professional journey. And maybe that path is solid. Feel the stability beneath your feet. And I want you to get a sense that although you recognize the path, you don't know for sure the destination. And that doesn't matter. Because even when the destination ahead isn't fully visible yet, the ground beneath you is still steady. And as you walk forward, I want you to connect with an insight or an idea. Every step forward reveals more of the path. And you don't need to see the entire journey, just the next step. And with each next step, you can feel a little more comfortable, a little more capable, a little more certain. There's different types of confidence, but real, solid confidence doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from trusting in your ability to handle what life throws your way and to respond to what needs to be responded to. And sometimes people hesitate to ask for help. And sometimes it's because there's a belief hidden behind the curtain. If I ask, it means I should already know. If I ask, I might inconvenience someone. But I want you to consider something different. Asking is simply knocking on a door. And every door can be answered in one of two ways. Yes or no. The door opens or the door remains closed. And both are completely acceptable. Because asking is not demanding. Asking is not entitlement. It's simply an invitation, an opportunity, a moment of connection. And many people get their significance from being able to help. They enjoy helping. It makes them feel helpful, useful. They enjoy sharing knowledge. They enjoy contributing to someone else's success. And if or when someone cannot help, or just doesn't want to, their no is simply information. It's nothing more and certainly nothing personal. Just information that guides the next step. And you don't even need to know why. They can't help or don't want to. You just accept it. And when you consider every ask for help, there's an opportunity to either win or learn, to benefit or stay the same. Asking becomes easy, simple, natural. Just another form of communication. And just think of one memory, just one, where someone that you'd lost touch with reached out and asked for help. And maybe you could help. And maybe that revitalized that connection. As you continue walking down the path, I want you to daydream. Imagine yourself in a professional environment. Maybe it's high-level meetings or working at that place that you normally send emails from. Or maybe it's meeting someone new. Observe yourself first, but notice how calm and comfortable that version of you looks. How easy it is for you to introduce yourself to someone that you've never met before. I want you to get a sense that you can manifest connections, and connections can become relationships, and relationships could even become friends. And then step into that version of you that is fine asking, introducing, connecting, because relationship building is something you do naturally. You listen, you observe, you understand people, and people can feel that from you. You are not here right now due to luck. You were chosen because you are capable. And what if every conversation becomes an opportunity? An opportunity to understand someone better. An opportunity to strengthen connection. And the more you think of that progression, the truer it becomes. Good friendships before that were trusted relationships. And at one point, it was a connection. And before that, it was a stranger. And if that's true for all of your friendships, it works the other way round. Strangers become connections. Connections become relationships. Relationships become trusted relationships. And trusted relationships can become friendships. And those friendships create networks of goodwill. Because people remember how you make them feel. Respected, valued, understood. And what if, because of that, people are wanting to help you succeed? And not because you demand it, but because they enjoy being part of your journey. When most people think of selling, they think of car salespeople or pushy insurance salespeople. But that idea of selling isn't true. All communication that involves influence is selling. A politician influencing through a speech or a television appearance is selling a policy or an idea. A trial lawyer is selling arguments to a jury. Selling is not pressure, and selling is not convincing someone to do something they don't want. Selling is simply helping someone see value. To help someone in some way, and when you believe in something, sharing it becomes natural. It becomes a conversation, an exploration. You simply present opportunities, and it's the other person who decides if it's right for them. And you might be selling the idea of a meeting, the idea of some membership or connection. And quite often, whatever you're selling has something before it you're selling first. Before you sell the agreement, you sell the conversation that leads to the agreement. And before you sell the conversation, you're selling your credentials, relevancy. You feel comfortable influencing. And sometimes when people think of selling as influencing, it feels more palatable, more comfortable. And there is freedom. There is freedom in intending to influence, but respecting the other person's desire or decision to be influenced or not. No pressure, just clarity. You offer and they choose. And one of the secret weapons in influence is being genuine. And because you communicate with sincerity and authenticity, your confidence becomes persuasive without force or coercion. It's not needed. Continue on that path, the path from your memory, solid beneath your feet. And as you continue forward, I want you to imagine seeing the very scenarios on that path that would represent good fortune. Just imagine opportunities begin to appear. Conversations, introductions, unexpected insights. Helpful people appearing at exactly the right moment. This is what some people call luck. But often, luck is simply the awareness to see where opportunity and capability collide. And the more relaxed and confident you feel, the more you notice opportunities around you, the more open you become to possibility. And when you are open to possibility, serendipity begins to work for you. I want you to imagine that serendipity is a personal assistant looking for good fortune to bring your way. And you might meet someone unexpectedly who becomes important later. You might have a conversation that leads somewhere valuable. And you might notice a connection others would miss. Because when your mind is calm and confident, your awareness expands. And when awareness expands, fortune often follows. I want you to imagine that if you were walking down that path, sprinkling flower seeds wherever you walked, either side of the path, you would see nothing immediately. But if you were to return to that path, you would see all of the blooming flowers, but only because you scattered the seeds before. And I want you to think of the many skills you already possess. Your ability to connect with people, your curiosity, your willingness to learn. Feel gratitude for your ability to build trust, because all of these are powerful qualities. And the more you use them, the stronger they become. Confidence grows through experience. And every conversation, every interaction, every connection strengthens your belief in yourself. And that voice that maybe said before, "I'm out of my depth, I don't know how to do this," is now being replaced with a voice that says, "I can handle this. I know how to connect with people. I can build relationships. I could utilize my connections. Opportunities appear when I'm open to them." And as that self-belief and confidence expands, and there's a feeling that good luck is heading your way, I want you to imagine yourself further down the path, and that might represent 3 or 6 months into your future, and just notice how different things would feel then when your network has grown, when people have already seen you shine, they've seen your skills, when micromanagement isn't necessary because they know that you have the ability to do what you need to do. Imagine conversations feeling easier. Asking for help galvanizes, amplifies relationships, doesn't dilute them. You want to help others, and very soon, more and more people want to help you. And in doing so, the network has become stronger. Feel all of that goodwill. Feel that there is not a need to force anything. You're just benefiting from the flowers that were planted months before. That's it. So just connect with that idea. Open up. Receptivity to luck, good fortune. Feel your confidence rising. And give yourself permission to ask without expectation. It's liberating. And now it's time to leave that path. Float back to the present with a new feeling of positivity, optimism, and a deep sense that something wonderful is going to happen very, very soon. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.